All right, Tamil Nadu Chief Minister Vijay made a significant return to Karur on Friday, months after the horrific stampede during his election rally that resulted in the tragic death of 41 people. In a strong and pointed attack, the Chief Minister squarely blamed the previous DMK government and the police administration for gross negligence and complete failure in crowd management. He said the stampede was entirely preventable and that those responsible for the security lapses will be held accountable without fail. Vijay's emotionally charged visit, his announcement of the memorial and his sharp criticism of the DMK and police have triggered widespread reactions and intense political debate across Tamil Nadu. This marks his first visit to Karur since assuming office as Chief Minister. Vijay returned to Karur as Chief Minister months after a tragic stampede at his rally, which claimed 41 lives. Dressed entirely in black, the Chief Minister's somber appearance was widely seen as a gesture of grief and solidarity with the families of the victims. His visit to the town, which was the site of the devastating incident, has drawn significant attention across the state. Many are viewing this as a crucial moment for Vijay as he returns to the same place where this tragedy took place. Now in his new role, of course, as the Chief Minister. Kalyani Shankar, senior journalist, is with us on the broadcast. KV Lakshman, political analyst, joins us on the program as well. Mrs. Subramaniam, senior political analyst, is also with us on the broadcast, and Advocate Satya Kumar, TVK spokesperson, with us on the show as well. Thank you everybody for being a part of this conversation. Important to understand that, Vijay has come back over here as the Chief Minister. The last time, in fact, when he came here, while he was campaigning, Kalyani Shankar, he did not anticipate that something like this would happen. It also got him into a lot of trouble with the ED as well. He had made a few visits to Delhi as well with the CBI too. What does this tell you about Vijay? Is he somebody who's going to own up to his responsibility?
In Tamil Nadu, why Tamil Nadu? Anywhere in the country, when film stars come, there's a lot of rush. They come to see him. And then, some people have not seen him personally. So poor people, so they just come there to see him. And also, it's a time for them to hear him. So this time, Vijay at all these days were sort of DMK was saying that he bungled, or whether DMK government bungled. This is a talk going on in the Karur. Karur is very important. It's a textile town. And there, today, I heard Vijay's speech in Tamil. He took the opportunity to turn the table, and he said, without naming DMK, he said that why have they done this? I mean, why did they not cancel that meeting? They had every right to cancel it. They had cancelled it. They did not judge it properly. They did not put the enough security. I mean, all this he'd been saying earlier also, but today, two Karur people, after the stampede, he was telling them that this was the fault of the DMK government. He said, I have come to politics to serve people. I have not come to politics to earn money. So that is why I am here with you. I wanted to be with you, and I was not allowed to come that day. So he was, making the context of why he had come and what he had done today. Naturally, one would have thought that even after 1 year, it's about September last, so even after so many months later, I mean, there could be some people who have lost their children, who have lost the mother, who have lost the parents. All these things were there, and the pain for them is too much. So I thought maybe they would be there and they might make some kind of, demonstrations. But nothing like that happened. To forestall that, Vijay had come up with 31 appointment letters to those kin of people who lost their lives on that day. So that was one thing which pacified them. And even his speech, he was very, very emotional. And he made it up to the people that why he did not come all these months, and how he has come today for the first time. So I think he has made use of the occasion to be political also, to strike at both the DMK and the ADMK. And I think he's managed it well because his speech was very well received. And I think he's done, I mean, to safeguard himself, he's given all the arguments why it happened, how it happened, why the stampede should not have happened. So, all these things he has said that. So, I think he's done well for himself.
Okay, fair enough. He's done well for himself. KV Lakshman, what do you think of Vijay's return to Karur? How do you think the public must have perceived it? Is it a stance that he has taken that allows for forgiveness and reassessment of what his intentions were when the stampede happened?
Absolutely. I fully agree with Madam Kalyani Shankar's observations and assessment that Vijay has done extremely well. Even the optics are nice, and in terms of hitting out at political opponents, primarily the DMK, he has used the occasion very well. And it may be recalled that during the elections, BJP did try to mount a campaign over Karur, and what the DMK forgot was that being the party in power, it was its responsibility as far as the law and order was concerned, and to that extent, what Vijay said then and now also makes sense, and also politically gives him the the moral high ground, and which is now following it up with acts that are going to help him politically also, although that may not have been the sole motive. This jobs to those the next of kin of those who lost their lives is something that may go very well with the people, because we don't hear of these things in many places in India today. So that way Vijay has scored more brownie points than any other chief minister in the recent memory.
Mr. Subramaniam, your reflections on this stampede. Obviously, even when it came to the investigation, Vijay was always cooperative. He wanted to, in fact, deal with this situation head on, and that's exactly what he's done. In fact, as a chief minister who assumed office a couple of months ago, I'm sure his plate was full, but yet he chose to go back to Karur and take something like this head on.
See, there are two things. One, you are saying that he is cooperating well during the proceedings, which is a fundamental duty of the each and every individual citizen in India. So now we are taking pride saying that by cooperating to the judiciary, so he has fared well. That's not correct according to me. So tomorrow you and me getting a summon from some department for something, we'll have to go and appear. It's our duty. Okay. It's like, by following a traffic signal in the road, you are saying that you are doing something best out of your procedures. No, that is the expected duty out of the citizen. Okay, that is my first view. Second is, I think today visit, you want to score on a political narrative. Upcoming, the 7 seats are vacant now. Assembly seats for Tamil Nadu, the 7 seats are vacant now. So the by-elections may be announced by the ECI, the Election Commission of India, maybe a month or two. So he has to score all those 7 constituencies in his favor. Okay, currently only 107 and falling short of majority by 11. Of course, all the other allied parties are supporting him. So you want to get all those 7 bagged into his fort, so that he can increase his tally to 114. So you want to use all these things to his advantage. That's what I can see, because there are a lot of places where he can go and present himself and conduct. Because Maria Wilson, finance minister, is preparing the budget. He was not able to appear before the Pondicherry court, saying that a lot of preparation works are there. I want to take a adjournment for all those things. So when the finance minister is saying all these things, so when CM has got a time to go and visit and pay respect to all the Karur deceased people, so how he is able to find time, how Maria Wilson is not able to find time. So this is purely a political strategy. So that now he is a chief minister. He's not first he is a chief minister, second is a TVK leader. So when when the proceedings are taken care by CBI, so what is the message you are giving to the people or the administrators or the judiciary people when you are going and addressing that the rally in the campaign? What he is saying is public meeting. What he is saying is previous government, the police officers in the previous regime, they are not supported. So you are directly, the proceedings are not come to a halt or come to a final conclusion saying that somebody X or Y is the responsible for this stampede. So, but being in the helm of affairs, if you are talking about the some direction, so the court case will go in particular direction. So people don't want to take second chance other than the Vijay. So you want to proceed the proceedings in your direction, in your way. So you want to politically narrate this incident. That is what I can see. So it's a pure political meeting. And in that meeting, so after the meeting, I think 31 appointment letters he has given. So what happened to the people who have died or lost their life in the protest for the benefit of the people? Like, in the Thoothukudi, Stampede, the shooting has happened, about 13 people have died. What happened to there? And illicit liquor, the death has happened, about 65 people lost their life, though the compensation was given. So what happened to them? So why this 31 or 41 lives are important than the other incident? That CM Joseph Vijay has to answer that.
Okay, fair enough, sir. I respect and appreciate your point as well. Advocate Satya Kumar, would you like to respond to what was just said, that this visit was entirely political in nature?
See, this visit by the Honorable Chief Minister of Tamil Nadu, Thalapathy Vijay, is not political in nature. Indeed, it is the duty that he has taken up to see to that the victims get adequate compensation. There are two issues, if you may look at it. If you see in the last September, when this incident happened, before that, my leader, Thalapathy Vijay, being the president of the TVK, went to Madras High Court and sought for an SOP. This incident that happened in September is post that a petition that we filed in the Madras High Court. At that point of time, our panelists will agree that Tamil Nadu did not have DGP, and the law and order situation in Tamil Nadu was worse. And we have been planning for the campaign, scheduled the campaign every weekend. Initially, if you see politically, they said Vijay is not coming out from his home. Then when we started coming out, then they felt that we are going to win the elections. They were able to feel the charismatic leadership of my leader. Then subsequently, they started denying permissions. Then we went to the court asking for SOP. They did not give the SOP. And finally, when we requested for Karur, they immediately agreed to give permission for Karur. And in some places, when Thalapathy Vijay visited for campaign, police officers indicated about the crowd because they were managing the crowd, and Ministry of Home Affairs have come out with the crowd management guidelines. It's very, very important that I have to speak this in the national media. The Ministry of Home Affairs has a crowd management guidelines, and accordingly, every police has to follow a crowd management guideline, whether it is a temple program or the government program or election program, before the model code of conduct comes when ACI notifies. But if you see, in most of the places when my leader went for the campaign, the police officers indicated what is the crowd level and how they are managing the crowd. They used to communicate. But if you see in the pattern of conspiracy that was created in Karur, when my leader landed in the airport, and when he was heading towards the meeting, and he was going to the meeting, in the duration in which he sought the permission, very, very important. Duration. We did not seek the permission for 5 o'clock. We did not seek the permission for 3 o'clock. We sought the permission for a duration. In that duration, when my leader went, the police official never ever indicated what is the situation there. It is the responsibility. It is the responsibility of the state to actually indicate to the organizer what is the situation. Even before my leader visited the Karur spot, police knew the crowd is uncontrollable. Police directed my leader Thalapathy Vijay to go into the crowd, speak before the crowd. Police would have very well cancelled the program. It is a responsibility of the police, they would have cancelled. But the question, the larger conspiracy here, why did the police allow my leader to enter that place is the question. that my leader has raised today. Beyond all the politics, we have to ensure anybody can become a victim of the situation when the state thinks they wanted to bring somebody into the conspiracy. We know well in the previous DMK government how many false cases they have filed. Many of the journalists and many of the spokespersons who spoke against who actually gave dissent voices were arrested. Though filing a false case was a trend and a pattern of the previous DMK government. Considering it, anybody can fall victim of a situation. That too, if the state plans a conspiracy. And here, my leader Talapati Vijay today went to see to that the compensation is adequate for the victim, because the previous DMK government only gave 10 lakh rupees. And here, my leader goes to give them a compassionate appointment and also compensation to see to that they are adequately compensated beyond his personal funds that he has given in the month of November by meeting them in person. Many of the panelists will say he did not go to Karur to meet them. I'll tell you what has happened, because I was witnessing the situation at that point of time. We gave permission to the local police station. They denied permission. We went to the higher authority to give the permission. They denied the permission. And when my leader was not able to visit Karur, instead we thought, okay, let us bring the victims here so that my leader meets them. At that point of time, we gave 20 lakh rupees as compensation. For any human life, 20 lakh rupees is nothing. But still, we wanted to help them. We wanted to support them. And we gave 20 lakh rupees. We were determined that my leader, Talapati Vijay, will become CM. And after he became CM, after 60 days passed by, with adequate state security in place, with adequate police person in place, by following the same SOP what DMK government gave in the late January, when we sought it in the month of June, with the same SOP, with the controlled crowd of 5,000, today my leader Talapati Vijay addressed the people about the concerns and the conspiracies that he has faced. He said very clearly, like any brother, he'll be there for the Karur, and he has also said he will install a statue in the memory of those 41 people who lost their life because of inadequate, uncontrollable situation brought out by the state. Of course, it is in the investigation. The second important point to all the panelists and to the entire nation, no, my leader Talapati Vijay is not accused by the state government at that point of time in the FIR, neither by the CBI until now. Neither by the CBI until now. CBI has only called my leader Talapati Vijay, and he has been called as a witness, and he has been summoned, and he has given a statement. CBI is yet to actually array who is the accused. My leader Talapati Vijay is not accused. This is what I wanted to clarify through NewsX, because most of the channels when I speak, they only give me a few seconds time. Thanks to NewsX for giving this opportunity. And I wanted to clarify to the entire nation, my leader has not been arrayed as the accused in the CBI. Neither when the case got transferred from FIR to ECIR, FIR, sorry, I stand corrected. FIR to RCIR, RCIR has not made public. And here, DMK government now, they go to the Supreme Court, file an application. Mr. General Secretary of the DMK, Mr. R.S. Bharati, files an application stating my leader Talapati Vijay is an accused. It's an indirect method to influence the judiciary. The judiciary understood this. They said they will dismiss this petition. Accordingly, they withdrew the petition. This is what is DMK trying to do. I want to convey to the entire nation what is the conspiracy of the DMK. In fact, if you ask me, is there any party in the entire country which is very dangerous to oppose? It is DMK. But we did oppose. We crossed all the conspiracy. Okay. Today we have got the power. In fact, if my leader would have visited many of the constituency, in fact, he was able to visit only those constituencies where there is airport. In all the constituencies, it is urban constituency, TVK1. If, let's assume my leader would have visited the rural constituencies as per the plan, which we brought it in June month, we would have swept the elections with at least 210 seats in minimum in this election. 100%. Okay. 100% would have swept.
Okay, you made your point. You've made your point. You've made your point, sir. You made your point. I've given you a lot of time. Let me get a reaction from Kalyani Shankar on what you have said as well, ma'am. Do you think that Vijay does realize that he's up against seasoned politicians, who have nurtured as well as excelled in animosity for most of their careers?
Well, you see, he has brought in some senior leaders from ADMK And in fact, today Vijay Bhaskar and there was another minister, they spoke in the crowd also. So if he can't, if he's not such a senior leader, he has been clever enough to import leaders from outside. So more and more people are joining TVK anyway now. So to that extent, I think he has managed well. It doesn't matter. There is a saying, the king can be a fool, but the advisors cannot be. They must be clever. So he has managed understand this, and then he has brought in many leaders, senior leaders from other parties, particularly ADMK, and also some from the DMK. So I think he understood politics by this time anyway. So the one thing which he could have done by not having any senior leader, the best thing was, second best is to import them. That's what BJP was doing also earlier. So same thing, I think he's done.
Okay, Mr. Lakshman, your response, sir, to this atmosphere, this ecosystem that Vijay definitely has to deal with, especially when it comes to strong oppositions like the DMK.
Absolutely, DMK is going to be a very, very tough opposition party. So it's good for Tamil Nadu. But at the same time, Vijay may be seen as a baby in politics, but by his actions, he's showing that he's far better than what people thought in terms of his decisions, political decisions he's taking, or even in his interactions with the central government and the leadership. He's keeping the interests of Tamil Nadu, and maybe he's not taking the kind of shrill stance that DMK used to take on certain issues, but at the same time trying to be seen as somebody who is fighting for Tamil Nadu's interests. So politically, he is showing that he has got some very good say in political advice. Well, even today's event is also, we all know that it's hugely politically motivated, and perhaps he scored well on this score. And at the same time, when it comes to governance issues, he has got the best advice of the bureaucracy which has been running Tamil Nadu, and for that matter, few other southern states, where the bureaucracy runs the state and politicians, it doesn't matter which political party is at the helm of the affairs. Most states are run automatically. So to that extent, Vijay has given that freedom to the bureaucracy, like the previous chief ministers, and he is continuing and he is showing that he is a good learner.
Fair enough, sir. Appreciate everybody joining us, and we definitely will wait and watch and try and see what happens when it comes to Vijay and his tryst with being the Chief Minister of Tamil Nadu. We'll be right back.